Then I want to welcome the audience to New Generation Women, and I'm Janine Fanzenos. I'm so excited. This is going to be such an unusual way of presenting a video clip because it is so practical that I really love it, and I'm excited to share all that what I've been collecting over the last years to make a video, to make a webcam picture, a webcam background, and also to make you look good while you're in your home office having meetings or as women having presentations. But this is clearly a video for men and for women. So don't go away. Even if this is a channel for women, this is also supposed to be for you. Let's create an award for those or for the participant and the employee who is the most creative in grading up and upgrading the webcam picture. So we are going to take the weekend. You're going to look for how can you make your webcam picture, the background, as personal, as unique, as abstract, as elegant, or as creative as possible, so that we can, when you share your story with it, we can understand a different part of you. So you combine this with your personality. It's not just about doing something and putting something in the background. It's about how can I make it a symbol of who I am? How can I create a picture, a background that shows something of my personality that others in my team or others you want to present to might not have known. So this was so creative when the guys came back. One had his bike in the office and then he had his two birds. So I have to laugh so hard because I do this with my ex-husband and we both were staring into the camera. And I said, Peter, look, he has drawn some birds on a line. I mean, and he said, no, these are not fake birds. These are my birds. I said, but they're not moving. They're just staring at us. And he was just waving and something that suddenly they would move so they would be real. And I said, this is amazing. So he took a line, he threw that line over his room and so that the birds could fly on it and sit there and really until he would stare in the background into the camera all the time. Then he had his bikes there. Then he had a plant that was a symbol for a journey he did. Somebody else had his turntable, brought his old LPs, played them to us. So we could really hear the noise of listening to an old turntable, which is like so old-fashioned, but so good. Another woman had an amazing background that was just a picture, but I said, wow, it looks so real. She said, well, actually, I was lazy. But then I thought, this is actually me. This is a sauna in the background. It's really very modern, the way how it was done, a modern hammam, and plants were there. And there was also a waterfall that was created in that picture. And she said, actually, when I think about it, that's really me. Let the people come up and show up after the weekend, as long as we have lockdown, and home office is definitely going to extend. I think that home office will have a very different quality. So it will be part of our lives and our future businesses to be in home office, to have meetings, but don't let us stare into a gray nothingness. When I had, it was a large company, very often meetings, I would always show up like this. And this is a very traditional conservative company. And they would sit in their meeting rooms, mostly where they were dressed gray, and mostly the backgrounds were gray. So I would look into 4 pictures of meeting people, gray. And after a while I said, well, I think you know now that I am out of the box. So clearly I am out of the box here, I'm out of the window. Maybe in the future we call it, we are out of the window, which is a new expression for being out of the box. And they had to laugh. And I said, do you need any kind of evidence that I'm really different or think out of the box? And they said, clearly, no, we don't. So having said this, no matter what, if you're presenting, if you have a channel, if you do want to have some stuff out, if you want to have your messages out, give your background some effort. And please, dear team leaders, if you have a team, if you're global, this is a wonderful way of bringing your fragmented team together right now and have those playful elements as part as your daily business. They do seem like nonsense, but they do make a huge difference. And you want to bring your people together. You want to connect them. We are getting so functional right now. And if you're a male leader, watch out that you're not getting into a tunnel vision and getting functioning and people working hard, but they are not feeling themselves anymore. You are not feeling yourself. So how can you feel your people? And these are all parts of loosening it up, of chilling, even if in this intense time, to find elements that indeed, also metaphorically speaking, are coloring up your life. Dress code. Dress code, my dear male viewers, my dear male viewers. We're talking about managers. Where is my gray part here? Sorry. So this is supposed to be a jacket. It's not a jacket, but we pretend it is a jacket. So here we have a gray jacket, dear male managers. And then we have the favorite shirt with a shirt. I mean, this looks really sexy, but it doesn't look sexy at all. So this is a shirt. I tell you the story. You call him Thomas. So Thomas comes into the TV studio, and I said to them, just bring your clothes. We're going to exchange some clothes. We're going to look how we can underline your presentation, your message, your dialogue, what is important for you, what you want to get out. So this is a young group of people, and he is the oldest. He's around 40. And they are coming from a very well-known company, international brand, headquarters in Munich, and they come from the innovation department. So Thomas comes with an ugly pair of trousers. I don't even want to know what kind of trousers it are. And this shirt here, the clothes, the dress code only underlines your personality and your message. It doesn't take away from it, it supports it. So he comes and I say in front of everybody, Thomas, you look like my gardener. And Thomas is shaking and says, what? And everybody looks at him and said, that's true, Janine. Yes, he's looking like my gardener too. I said, okay, so Michael, give him your shirt, give him your, Andreas, give him your trousers, give him your shoes. Then he comes back into the room in front of the TV, in front of the camera. And I say, hello, Thomas, what a change from my gardener to George Clooney. I mean, I'm not joking. It was really real. Everybody was so struck what you can do with clothes and what you can do when you have a right setting and you set the stage. You always set the stage because stage setting is the frame for your picture. As a dancer couple, you know that. And women, if you know dancing and tango and salsa, you know that you need a good frame. You know that a good dance partner gives you the frame for being the picture. This is nothing else. You need a good frame to sell your picture, to sell your message, to connect with the people. It's for home office, it's for meetings, it's for presenting video clips. It is really all about the same thing. Present it and give it an effort. Make it creative. It doesn't have to be perfect. It never will be perfect. It can be elegant, it can be unique, but make it yours. 3 is light and it's camera. Now light, I have a little lamp here. It's a very cheap lamp. You can, I'm sure you have in a garage a lamp or somewhere where you have almost thrown it away. The more light you have in your face, please female viewers, it's giving you anti-aging. I think I look quite younger when I'm doing my recordings because I learned to play with light, and I know it can really flatter you or it can completely destroy your picture and can make it flat and boring. Now, this is something, and it's in the text box. Oh, you cannot see it. Can you see the ring? Sorry, it is so, sorry, I put it back. So it's in the text box. You can see it below. I copied a link how you can buy it via Amazon. It's really cheap, just 26, 27 euros. So it's easy to buy. It really makes a big difference. If I completely would turn it away, you could see more shadows under my eyes. But I do have a lot of other lights, so I'm not only dependent on the light ring. I hope you call it light ring. So here it is again. Okay. So whatever light you can do, you can put it also under the table. You can put some nice light behind to make it warm and give it a warm flavor. You want to give it a relaxed and warm flavor. We are tense anyway. We have enough in our head anyway. So don't make it bright, make it warm and make it light. So with the webcam I have a Logitech. It's also in the text box. I copied the link. So you can, that's a little bit more expensive, but it's still doable. And it really upgrades your presence. It's not necessary or important, but if you want to invest another 70 or 80 euro, especially when you want to broadcast for your channel or for your posts, it's a nice and not expensive buy. And then we have the fourth point. The fourth point is settings in Zoom. Many people don't know. The story was the following, that I saw my ex-husband and I said, Peter, were you on vacation? What happened? You look so good. And he said, well, Janine, no. Did you go to settings? And I said, I look horrible. And when I see you compared to you, and he said, you go to settings, which you do, you go on the video and you click on the video at Zoom. And then you can go on settings and it says video. And there you go. I think it's in English, upgrading your performance or upgrading your video or your video filter. So what you do, you upgrade the video filter so that indeed it does make a big difference. It's definitely for men and for women an anti-aging effect. So coming to the last point, to the makeup. Well, the makeup is telling the story of my sweetheart. My sweetheart is my sweetheart, my partner right now. And he was a typical man, you know, they all love us when we have no makeup on, and they all love us all the time, you know, even if we look the most awful, they will always love us. And it's no, don't put any makeup on. No, don't take time in the bathroom. It's just good as it is. Yes, very lovely, very nice. Try, because if you sometimes dress up, if you do a little bit of effort, then suddenly like, oh, you look good, and they want to kiss you and they want to do something for you. So I don't say this like all the time, but sometimes, you know, don't buy into that. If you have makeup, now don't men run away. This is still one point. This is for if you have eyeshadows, and particularly in camera and webcam, there's a lot of eyeshadow going on. It's called concealer, and my one is of Bobbi Brown. You can get any concealer that doesn't have to be expensive. Brands, of course, more expensive. And you put it, it's like a very beige neutral color, and you put it under your eye like this, and it makes a really big difference for men and for women. Now, everybody cannot fake his hair color anymore because we have no hairdressers. And many women and men might be struggling with their old hair color or gray, like I'm completely, totally gray. It's really easy. This is a brand that's called Wow Color Wow. But what it is, it's dark powder, and this is a big brush. So what you do with the dark powder, you really just brush the powder on your hair, and it stays until you wash it again, and it makes a whole difference. And you can even save a few weeks or 2 weeks later to dye your hair again. So this is the brand for any lock-tan, to have black powder and a brush, and you brush the gray or whatever. If you have blonde hair, you might find another color. So just do with it and bridge it for this time being. How much time? Oh, I really have to quicken up my speed here. It's finishing in a minute. For women, I would just use a very easy foundation with some moisture in it. It's from Shiseido, what I have, Shiseido. As long as you have some foundation on it and it's a little bit moisturized, it looks even. It gives also a fresh look. You can have some powder on it, but that's not so important. What I have is just have foundation, something for your eyeshadows, and have a mascara. Just put it on your eye. You don't have to put it on thick, just thin, that is enough. Have a moisturizing lip care or a little bit of gloss that makes it nice. And if you have eyeshadow, maybe you have a palette, and that palette in there is some light in there and some white. You can have it just here that you cover your eyelid, that there's no sweat on the eyelid. That looks better and it's not shining in an unattractive way. And if there is here some light, that is very good because it's lightening up. You can take a brush like this size and you put it here where you put some white eyeshadow. You put it here, you put it here, and you can also put it here. It gives it a different glow, and it also brings in lightness and liveliness out of your face. Anything else? No, I think I have it. That was it. Any kind of story I forgot to tell, I made notes this time so that I would be more concise. I promise it to my friends. Yes, Janine and Venus can be concise. Have a wonderful, beautiful time. Color up your home office and stay safe, stay healthy, and we pray that the lockdown will be completed as soon as possible. Until soon, bye-bye.